Looks like we're getting down here just in time. Ragweed's in full effect, although must be getting on top of it because this is not nearly as bad as it's been in the past. So I actually haven't been down here in a few, basically since I started planting, so I don't even know what the other field looks like. But had to wait till noon today to get down here because supposedly the people in that in the Airbnb that belong with this property were leaving today at noon, which I don't see a car in the driveway, so at the very least they're not at the house right now. So I'll just set you up here. It's easier than moving around. It's a process. I did adjust that aggressiveness on the back, gang. I leveled it out one notch, see if I can get it to quit leaving that hump in the middle. But we'll see. but that little baby killdeer right there just about had a really bad day. How I saw it, I don't know, because he was under the tractor, or he, she, whatever it was under the tractor, and I stomped the clutch, and it was like right in front of that display, or like right in front of that front right disc gang there. And then Mama and two more are back there. One of them, same thing, I didn't see it. Right just back off that back wing there, I buried it. And I stopped and it shook the dirt off and it came out. But killdeer have to be about the dumbest animals on the face of this planet. Every year they build a nest down here, and every year I almost smoke them doing tillage. Every year. Like, quit building your nest here. You're an idiot. It's all disked. Boy, is it even dry down here. Although the soil's surprisingly cool. You normally, black soil like this, you get the sun on it. Of course, it hasn't been black for very long, so it had them weeds growing on it. Although this field was really clean. And actually, that field down there, other than about the first 24 rows, about a third of the way back to field on the far side, and then the front short rows, other than that where the ragweed was heavy. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, I feel like I gotta sneeze. This dust is getting to me. That field wasn't really bad either. There it is. The vast majority of what was in both of these was just chickweed and henbit, which you're gonna have that no matter what you do. But the ragweed is subsiding substantially compared to when I took this ground over. So, yeah. I would figure I'd get off the tractor, it quits being dusty, that's when I start sneezing. So we're definitely making strides in getting the weeds down here under control, and once I'm confident that the weed control situation is manageable, I'd like to try some 30-inch beans down here just to throw a different something on the soil and change the biome or soil biology a little bit for at least a season, since it's been corn on corn for God knows how long. But it's easier to manage weeds down here with corn than it is with beans. So plus with beans you got to worry about white mold and sudden death syndrome and stuff like that, because obviously not right now, but this soil tends to lay wet, and beans don't like wet. So but anyway, this stuff can dry out for an hour or so, and while we go back and grab the column mulcher and pack it back down, which isn't necessarily a step that has to be done, but it is surprising how much different this soil plants if I just came out here and planted it now versus if you brought the mulcher down here and packed it back down and pushed all the air out of it. If you just come down here and plant it like this, it plants fine, but the tractor sinks, the planter sinks, you end up, you know, with ridges on either side of the row that deep, because that's how far in the row unit sinks, because the soil is all fluffy and airy. If you come out here and you run the mulcher over it and pack this stuff back down, planter stays on top, tractor stays on top, whole field's nice and level, so if you get a hard rain, the water's not standing in rows, drowning out the corn for the most part. So, anyway, off to get the mulcher. Okay, we're back. Took me a minute to get stuff around because I had a slight problem with the disc, which I can show you when we get back to the house. But dang, wind is starting to pick up. Try running, I don't know if I'll be able to, I'm going to try running with the tines. Try to run with the tines just tickling. I really need to, on this one, grind a notch in between that notch and that notch, and same thing in between that notch and that notch on the front one, because you really want to be in between in a lot of places for those, but there's not a notch there. friends followed me down to the other one. Just as I expected, all my lake rats followed me down here. But real quick, before I got all the way done, I just wanted to kind of show why I was running the column mulcher over this rather than just planting right behind the disc. Hopefully it shows up well enough just with me walking over it, so I don't gotta drive the tractor around looking like an idiot. But so look at how far I'm sinking in, just walking on where the mulcher hasn't been, and then we walk over here and you don't sink in at all, and just multiply that by about 12,000 pounds for a tractor and however much the planter weighs, how much they sink in when it's all nice and fluffy like that versus packed down like this. Plus this seals in the moisture and it rides a lot nicer planting. So that's why I'm running the mulcher over it. And a rolling hair hoe will kind of do this, but kind of not. And the baskets that I have behind the finisher, if I brought those things down here, they would just sink. They would ball up and you'd just be pulling a wall of dirt. My boss has a single basket crumbler like mine, but just one row of baskets instead of a double rank, and his will do that same thing. You get it on muck or even really light blow sand, and everything will just start coming inside the bars, and next thing you know, the baskets are all full of dirt, even if it's dry, and then they just stop turning and you pull a wall. So that being said, like a regular unreversed rolling harrow, I think you'd be all right down here. But that being said, the guys that farm all this muck across the road and down on that side of me and all, like a couple thousand acres of other muck that's out here, I don't think they run baskets. I think they plant right behind. Yeah, maybe they do have baskets. To tell you the truth, I don't know if I've ever really paid attention. But anyway, this is what I got. This is the way I prefer to do it, so this is the way I'm doing it. So onwards and upwards. Okay, we are done for the day. Come down here tomorrow and plant. Shouldn't take long. I guess Like I said before, I think last year it only took me 2.5 hours to do both fields. Nice long straight rows and really no goofy end rows or anything to do. It makes planting really nice. Tractor's a little scuzzy. Black dirt all up here, black dirt all over the engine. Black dirt all over me. I'm sure my face looks great right now. My nose is all stuffed. But the end is in sight. God, you are some annoying little bastards. Must be, well, generally when they come this far inland, it's because it's too rough out over the lake, usually because a high wind makes waves, and then they come in this far. From right here, the lake is probably about 8-ish miles away, that way. So anyhow, I guess is this. Oh, ragweed. Oh yeah. I guess that's it for this one, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.